The message has been the same. There has to be some semblance of a cover-up. The residents have not been given the correct information in a timely and efficient manner. Not enough people have been given enough funds to successfully relocate for a safe amount of time. And the relocation payments of people for evacuation was only in a 1-mile radius. Meanwhile, you're seeing dead fish all the way out to Cincinnati. You're seeing the water contaminated Youngstown. This goes on for hundreds of miles beyond this 1-mile radius contamination zone. So there are a lot of residents, even in this town, that are not receiving the help that they need. So that's why we're here at Valuetainment. We're actually talking to residents, we're telling people how they can help, and we're getting the truth. Because quite frankly, if you listen to any governmental entity, Republican or Democratic, doesn't matter, a lot has been left off the table in terms of what they're telling us. So that's why we're here. And a lot of people are too scared to do this. Here's something interesting. What will happen? This is the actual water. Whew. Tastes like metal. And that's the thing, a reporter doesn't come here and actually taste the water for themselves. That water right now tasted like somebody dropped about 1,000,000 pennies into it. Has that tinny, almost blood-like taste. Now, I'm not gonna drink a whole glass, but you saw with the, as I cut my hands, the water that I did have. And just in case you didn't see it before, this is the iridescent color. This is the water. Terrible. But this is why we need to go here to the river and actually look at what's happening here. That you could see. You can even see the color. Look at the, right there. See the iridescent colors. You're saying that color is a mix of stuff. Oil, which hasn't been talked about that much.
No, my understanding is there was 60,000 gallons of oil that was spilt that day, and nobody's bringing it up at all. And then you got the 128,000 gallons of that phosgene mixed with benzene. I mean, we're screwed. All these houses are compromised. I mean, I think everywhere around here compromised within 10 miles. That stuff the stuff that you see on the streets leaking today, that was from our homes and from the grass. There was no 1-mile evacuation zone for pollution. They shot it in, they let it cook on its own for 3 days. It wasn't cooking off fast enough. Five containers burned for 3 days. It was not cooking off fast enough. So they made this grand scheme to do a controlled burn so that they could get the railroad running faster. Because as soon as, it wasn't 32 hours later after the controlled burn that they were down there and running trains again, even before we made it in our homes from the evacuation order that was lifted.
What are we looking at right now?
So what we're looking at is an area that anytime that the creek swells, which is only about 9 inches right now, but it swells up to usually 3.5 to 4 feet, and it will come into our basement. And the toxologist from the railroad told us that every time it comes to the basement, the vapors eventually will rise, and there's nowhere for them to rise but to what is my bedroom and my child's bedroom right above this exact spot.
My real concern is my value of my house. You know, I'm a single mother, you know, and I always thought, well, I don't have nobody financially to fall back on, and if anything, then I have my house to fall back on. Before this happened, my house was probably worth double what I owe. Now, I would be lucky to get what I owe. So I don't have that security to fall back on.
That's a new angle you just gave me, is the economic for allowing them power.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's super.
Definitely.
Super crucial. You have any messages? Pete Buttigieg is planning on visiting tomorrow.
Oh
You have
my
anything
God.
to say to him?
I hear he's coming tomorrow. I think it's a little too late. He should have been the first one here, being that he is Secretary of Transportation. He should have been here first. And so now I just think it's a joke for him coming. I think now EPA, the federal EPA, and FEMA, Buttigieg, or however you say his name or whatever, I think it's all because Trump came. You know, and it's all about, well, we can't let him show us up. No, he ain't trying to show you up. He's showing that he cares.
Well, and do you feel safe in your neck of the woods right now?
Well, I'm feeling a lot better
better since President Trump is here. Let me tell you that.
Do you think it's okay to drink the water? Hard to say.
Oh man, you could not pay me enough money in the world to drink a glass of water coming out of down here. I mean, just even look at just right now. You can see that there is.
What is that? Oil, chemicals.
No thanks.
Yeah, there's a lot of you've been seeing this everywhere. The National Guard isn't here to help people. The presidential administration hasn't been helpful. So it entirely falls on the residents with little financial resources. But they are at least giving people the water they need and the supplies they need. We met people like Chris, someone from the Salvation Army, someone from Amazon, local residents from all around Ohio and Pennsylvania have driven hours to get here. Those are the heroes of the day. And the people you need to ask questions about have been the governmental entities on both sides. So stay tuned. And reporting for Valuetainment, I'm Dodge Lanasmith. Can't dodge the truth.